to the Sad Dads Club podcast. Here's everybody's favorite sad dads, Jim and Foo.
Tell if it was clear, I don't not wash with a mitt.
Oh,
I
thought you were saying that you did.
I have removed needing to use the mitt on every wash. Like I get to do the same frequency of washings that I like to do.
Yeah.
But when I want clean, yes.
Maybe you need to make that more clear.
I
should have replied to that email thread.
One more time. I was like, I just need to make clear. But the 8 times out of 10, like today, like when I went down to drop off the forks, pollen on the shit.
Yeah.
What
about the spoons though?
I got on the knives. Hashtag knives. No.
Motorcycle forks. People.
I got a foamy quick wash. sit on my forks, Daddy. I got a quick wash.
Yeah.
That gave me 80% of the presentation that I was looking for without having to touch it. Whereas before, if I'd have got a mitt on there, it was dirty. Now, in the quickie clean that I got, I almost think of it as like a car wash, where normally I would try and, if I couldn't wash it by hand, I would go and stop off at a car wash and get a touchless car wash.
Yeah.
The foam cannons and foamy soap have afforded me the option of a quick wash without having to tangibly put material shit on. I am with you. The only way to really get a really good clean 100% with wheels is to put stuff on it.
Yeah.
The foam cannons have afforded me removing 80% of my car wash touchings.
Okay, I get that.
That's what I was trying to say. And I did not want to do another fucking email because I didn't want to tie up Dave.
Well, he was emailing back, so I figured it was game on. The way I kind of look at it is, I'm gonna use a mitt. I'm gonna wash by hand no matter what. Now, whether or not I use my foam cannon is determined on how dirty the car is. So Melly's car had been sitting outside and, well, it's never garaged.
Right.
So it's outside and it's just getting hammered in this fucking tree stuff, rain, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So it looked real bad.
Mm-hmm.
So that day I busted out the foam cannon to get most of the bigger stuff off before I bucket washed with the ceramic soap. Right. So it got 2 different kinds of soap on that day.
Yeah.
And
there's that too, right?
Yeah.
The foam affords you knocking off some that would otherwise become part of a loose abrasion in a mitt.
Yeah.
It's like, even if I'm going to double bucket, I still would foam wash to get some, like the big stuff, knocked off.
Yeah. And I've even used the foam wash to like spray the car with foam, let it sit for a minute while the foam does its magic, and then come in while it's foamy
with a mitt
and hit it with the mitt.
Yes. I am not opposed to the mitt.
Yeah.
I did look up Boars hair brushes. Those are
are those Dave level pricing?
I'll wait till my next paycheck. But I believe I understand like the quality and the premise behind it. Like you're getting good stuff, durability, but they're not. I mean, you got to find a boar, man.
Yeah, they're not. I mean,
how furry is any one boar at any given time, especially after
how
you
many
shave it?
boars does it take to make a boar hair brush?
Is it like silkworms where they just have a farm of boars and they just like sheep? Every once in a while they just shave them, and
they're like measuring. We need 1.25 inches.
Listen, Betsy, you little shit, thick.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got
And then you
another
get like
seasoning.
the 5 whiskers shaved off, and then you're like, all right, we're going for 3 brushes this year. So,
like in each other's ears with like tweezers, like, yeah, just calm down, sweetheart.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was trying to make another brush here for griot's.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I mean, they have a Griot's fucking boar farm.
Boar
somewhere.
farm.
That just boar hair farm. They just grow hair.
Yeah.
And they got like thousands of
Shit.
boars. And then when they are done with them, they just sell them to the Boar's Head people.
Yeah.
You know,
right.
I don't know.
And then
I'm a retired boar hair.
yeah, when
pig.
you're done doing the hairs, then you become the meat.
Yeah.
In the sandwiches.
Yeah. Is that? I don't know if it's good or bad to have old boar meat. If the boar is getting up there in age, does that mean it gets stringy, or is it like tender or not? I don't know. What the
like, hey man, so are you all done cranking out the hair?
They're like, I'm growing it. Shit,
not good, man. Please,
I'm still growing hair.
fucking wait. We're gonna make some ham sandwiches. I'm good, man.
I'm growing hair. Look,
Look, bitch. I'm a mammal.
crow pluckers. Yeah, that's. I don't know. I don't know what that's like.
Time for the bacon.
I feel.
No.
Where's the loin?
I can still grow hair. Poor guys. Fuck.
Not according to your hairless pork butt.
Yeah. You got bald spots all over, Gertie. No. Fucking wow.
There's nothing worse than a menopausal female boar that can't grow any hair.
Yeah.
That's
Hey,
it.
we're gonna have to. We're making bacon, man.
Yeah.
No.
Oh boy. I feel like I have to research boar's hair.
Like, how do they harvest?
Yeah.
What's the lifespan of a boar hair candidate?
Yeah, how many miles of hair can you get out of a boar to make brushes from?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Can you speed up? Like I don't.
Is there like some growth hormone
is
for
there
hair?
genetic?
They use like hymns.
Like like the fucking chickens with like the oversized breasts that they can't fly and they're just, they fall over. So are there?
It's like the
Rogained out boars, so they're just cranking out hair.
The boneless chicken farm. Have you ever seen that one?
Yeah. Like, how are you making sure that there's a boar hair productive environment?
I mean, maybe they're the skinniest fucking boars you've ever seen, but they're all furry. I don't know.
We need all these boars to jerk off more because that's how they get hairy palms and hairy backs. What? I don't think that works. My mom told me so. That's how I don't have hairy palms.
But I am blind.
I am blind as a bat.
We got the blindest boars ever.
Yeah.
They're growing hair like
Shit.
crazy.
We shore these fuckers every 4 days.
I don't know. I want to know what that's like.
We sell all the skeet to the Chinese to make yakroin pills. What? Just trust me, tariffs.
Tariffs.
I don't know what's going on, man.
It is Liberation Day after all.
Yeah. Is it?
That's what he called it.
Oh, fuck.
America's Liberation Day, which is every American's nightmare.
Fuck.
Speaking of that.
Hey, welcome to Sad That's Called Podcast. I'm the Lord Foo.
I'm Jim.
Go.
When I was young, like you always think, when you get older, you have money to do stuff, right?
Yeah.
You have money to buy the car that you want or a house or that you want or whatever.
Yeah.
And that is proving difficult now. I mean, especially now. I'm in my 50s. I'm in my mid 50s.
Yes.
And that financial freedom that I looked forward to for years.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, while I make good money, it's the reach is so tough.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And especially now, we're just getting fucking drilled. It feels like corporate America has just decided, fuck it. You know? Fuck it. Because I feel like also, like, we're getting hit with all these tariffs are coming.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Everything's going to get more expensive. Unless we're making it in America.
Right. Which doesn't happen overnight.
Which does not happen overnight.
Right.
And so that financial, those years of financial like build up towards feeling like you're financially okay, just tends to get slimmer and slimmer all the time.
Yeah.
And it's tough because, you know, the company that you work for, doesn't matter who it is, has to pay you. Your cost of living is going up. Their costs for goods that they are trying to make and sell are going up. So now they got to turn around and charge more for that, plus be able to afford to give you your cost of living wage increase if your company is so inclined.
Sure. Right.
And that just squeezes everybody, because now you're not looking at a situation where most people are getting a raise because they've done a great job. They're just trying to keep up now with the fact that everything's getting more expensive all the time.
Yeah. It's one of those. I'm simultaneously surprised and yet not all at the same time. At a middle-class person's inability to understand or to look beyond. I think we've talked about this in like a couple episodes back. Nothing in the marketplace happens in a vacuum. And your concept of supply and demand for your Subaru and what parts it takes to make it all trickle out to tens, if not hundreds, of subcontractors, subcompanies,
manufacturing,
non-automotive affiliated companies that all tie into your ability to afford a thing. And when someone moves one lever for one thing that you think, rubber grommets, that you think, well, that comes from China, and my car is being made in
Lexington,
in Normal, Illinois.
Right.
So fucking sure, go ahead, raise tariffs on that thing that is a rubber grommet. I don't care. Why is this? Do it. Absolutely. Fuck those guys.
What are those, 2 cents?
Right. We should make grommets in America. Listen, if they're part of something that is needed for that domestic monstrosity of a product, that will impact you in some way. And most people, I don't think it's an American thing, have an inability to take a moment to realize big picture.
Yeah.
Big picture. Like, you can be pissed off at Canadians. You can be pissed off at the Mexico's trade dealings. You can be pissed off at Taiwan and China, and that they're not doing things the way that, and we're a huge thing as far as a marketplace. But businesses do not spring up and create products in 2025 instantaneously. materials are needed, a business plan is needed, paperwork is needed. You need a way to get shipping from A to B, and you need a product that people are going to want to buy.
I mean, it is even more complex than that, right? Because you think about like electronics. The parts that go on a printed circuit board are made in fabs that are in Taiwan or in whatever country.
Right.
China, right? Wherever. They're made there because their labor force is less expensive than in the U.S., and many times those are jobs that Americans wouldn't want to do. And if we did, our labor costs would be much higher. Those parts would be way more expensive.
Sure.
So what happens is, like a company that makes electronics, for instance, they have to buy those parts from an overseas company.
Mm-hmm.
Then in order for them to put it into a product, those parts have to get assembled on a printed circuit board in your configuration. Well, those places are few and far between, and normally they're in China, right?
Right.
And so now you're buying parts from somewhere else, and either they're being shipped into China or you're buying them from China. They're getting sent to a printed circuit board manufacturer that assembles stuff to your specifications based on the parts that you've purchased. Now, your printed circuit board with all those parts on it are being shipped to the U.S., assuming that thing is not actually assembled there.
Mm.
So in like my company's case, those PCBs come over here, and then we assemble all the parts together. So we get a printed circuit board with all of our parts. It's already made, but we assemble the unit here, right? All of those little parts,
niblets,
are all tariffed.
Right.
The printed circuit board's tariffed. And then whatever other screens, whatever other fans, bits that we get where we purchase them for cheaper because that's where it's most cost effective.
Right.
Are probably coming from Taiwan or China or whatever.
So there's little to no way for you to dodge passing on
that cost.
Your cost.
Yeah.
And that doesn't translate to, agnostic of your company specifically.
Yeah.
That doesn't translate to, well, now we're charging 25% more for, I'm just picking an arbitrary number. Now we're charging 25% more for our products, so everyone in the company should be getting a 25% raise. It doesn't work that way. That
25% is now somehow going to the federal government.
Right. For
no reason.
So the small business owner or big business owner is not making net new money.
No.
And yet everyone who's a consumer of the product is having to output 25% more of their money.
Yeah.
Which leaves, and here's your big picture. You're like, well, I don't understand. I'm not making 25% more money, but all my cost went up 25%. Why am I not making more money? You're charging me.
Yeah.
Like, where'd that go? And you're like, well, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
This is big picture shit. And then you have businesses are in business to make profit.
Yeah.
Certainly, even in good times, unless you're the most benevolent business of all businesses, nothing ever gets 100% translated to pay rate increases, so that way the business comes up 100% even. If it does happen, kudos to that business owner, or kudos to those shareholders for doing that. It's few and far between. And I don't fault businesses for wanting to make a profit. For the person that probably had the idea, the person that went through the hard times at the beginning of the business, has more skin in the game than anybody else. Like, you should be rewarded for your ingenuity, for your engineering prowess, for whatever idea you came up with, or just building a team of people of like-minded, all of that stuff should be rewarded. So there's a cut that certainly does need to go to the business.
Yeah. Well, not only that, but to fund future products.
Right. So I don't think there is, in the current marketplace in any nation, I don't think there is a one-to-one payout in any situation where we charge more and everyone else gets paid more equal. Like there's always the house always gets a cut.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm fine with that. What people seem to be disconnecting from is, well, this is costing me X more, but I don't make more. And I thought we were just fucking these guys over. Why am I getting fucked over? And, well, I was told something else. Now I don't understand. It's like, if you would have just taken a moment to do some homework, you would have known how this was gonna play out.
Yeah.
Which is frustrating.
Yeah.
Because
where's all the car parts going to come from?
All this stuff,
China,
is only going to happen in a someone I read it in a fuck around and find out timeline.
Yeah.
You're not going to realize how bad this is for you and your middle to low income households until you are really, really behind the eight ball. And that's unfortunate because few people willingly shoot themselves in the foot, right?
Well, what is one of the most common complaints when it comes to cars, right, is not just how expensive cars are in general, buying a car, like a brand new car, but having a car repaired if it's not under warranty. The cost of having your car repaired is bonkers nowadays. Like I'm thinking back, I remember when shop rates were like $70. Now they're $170 or $200 depending on where you go.
Mm.
So you're paying that much per hour for someone to work on your car. Then now the parts that mostly come out of China or wherever, whatever country, a lot of them are not made here. Are going to be just 20%, 25%, whatever it is.
Yeah.
More expensive, just like that. And that money is going to the federal government.
Yeah.
No one's getting anything extra except the federal government.
Do you imagine how, I mean, there's an odd comeuppance for car companies specifically, but because you and I have talked here at length, the length of time car manufacturers and car dealerships leveraged COVID pricing and supply and demand, and as well as federal stipends to bloat car prices, where they pocketed plenty of money, while the stipends then fell off and teetering on the lines of recession and job availability and unemployment started to uptick or maintain at a level that was like not happy. Repossessions are on the up, and car manufacturers are still like, well, how long can we milk this tit of stupid people or available at the time, probably like high interest rates, but they spread these fucking loans out for
10 years,
eons now, and make it affordable for people that can't afford these things, only to now see probably in the last 6 months, maybe, this whole 10 to 30K over MSRP needs to stop. We need to start bringing prices down. But they're not like gas. They're not going to do it like instantaneously because they're still looking for rubes all along the way, right?
Right.
So they're starting to you're starting to see car prices come down just a little bit. Some of the MSRP gaps are starting to narrow a little bit. Incentives, APR rates for certain manufacturers are like, juggling a bit. You're going to get hit and miss. Interest rates may or may not be working in your favor. And then only to the now, like the writing's on the wall. The economy is, again, teetering on recession. People are longer leveraging cars even further. No one's getting government stipends, so they're not going out to buy new cars or going back out, if they can, to used cars. And prices are coming down. And now, where they would probably get even closer to MSRPs, you have 25 to 20+% tariffs, where those prices have to go back up again.
Oh, yeah.
And the car companies don't get to keep anything.
No.
So now you can understand, if you've been reading the news, the whole domestic car manufacturers going to the president and asking for grievances for the stuff that comes in and out of Canada or in and out of Mexico. The car companies are like, hey, man. Like,
we're already trying to sell cars.
We're trying to fix this shit. Or maybe they're not. I don't know, because we already got ours, but now we don't want to be blamed for further. They're fucked.
Oh, yeah.
These.
I mean, you got somebody like Dodge who just put out that new electric Challenger.
Charger.
That's $70,000, right?
Yeah. Good luck.
But not anymore. That's going to be.
Where's it at? Do you know?
What do you mean?
I mean, is it lower?
No, it'll be more expensive.
Yeah.
After tariffs start hitting it.
Yeah.
I mean, they're already putting out cars that are far too expensive on top of now tariffs, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, people are going to struggle to be able to afford the things they want to buy.
Right. And so now you're in a place where
I'm already in the place where I'm not going to go buy a car because I just think they're too fucking expensive.
Yes. So certainly if you've got something that works.
Yeah.
Like, I'll always slow scroll over stuff, but it's like for our household, Venus got hers, and we got a good deal. We got a good deal. But we also got in, I think.
You're pre-tariff. Yeah. You're at the good.
We got.
For sure.
I think we shot a gap.
Yeah.
Or shot a gap.
Yeah.
We shot the gap.
Yeah.
We wait 30 days, and while it wasn't a hardship to keep the Explorer, the gas prices probably would have been.
Right.
So it's not ideal to be back into a car loan, but we can afford it. We can afford it, and we got a good rate. We got a good value on the trade-in.
I just hate that.
Okay.
I hate that feeling of feeling like you're walking out of the car dealer and you're being taken advantage of. Yeah. Even at MSRP, like this is without any dealer ads, right? Mm. Even MSRP, like you go look at cars and you're like, really? That's out of touch or out of line with what I would have expected.
Yeah.
It's
and
weird. It's going to get worse. That's the point, right?
I think it's weird for. I guess in thinking about it, I do wonder if our generations and above perhaps are more mindful of, if we're just speaking automotive, car prices and the fluctuations and how far they've gone since we were in the market for cars as young drivers and to where we are now versus perhaps Piper, Xander, or Melly. Chandler, I think, is probably an outlier because he's such a car enthusiast.
Yeah.
But someone like Melly or Piper, probably even at between 18 and young 20s, I don't think Piper's, I'll speak for Piper specifically, is quite aware of, even at 3 years difference since she's been actively driving, the new car price disparity of when she got her license at 16, the average cost of a new car versus what it is right now.
Yeah.
I don't think she knows what that, like, how wide that gap is.
Right.
Just because it's not something, one, she's not necessarily a car enthusiast. Two, when everything is like so instantaneous, you're probably not actively tracking those kind of things, like in the back of your mind. Like our generation would be like, I'm shooting for bargains. I'm kind of like always looking for a good deal, and my car is I'm at 6 years, and it's starting to run into problems with the repairs constantly. So 2 years out, I'm looking at values, so I know where cars are at. I've already purchased a car.
Yeah.
I know what I paid for this car 5 years ago. So we're aware of this. When you and I, Meemaw, brand new, I think it was $10,000 out the door. I think that was on the window sticker.
Yeah. It's a what, 89?
89. I paid $9.
Yeah.
In 2024 for it.
And that was with a bad motor.
Well, yeah, right. Right.
Yeah.
Man, I rode that bitch hard.
That's right.
So, right, just in that alone,
that's crazy.
Something is way off.
Right.
Something is way off.
Yeah.
When we are seeing boutique trucks, not Bugattis, not Ferraris, not Lamborghinis, not
typical
Porsches.
Run-of-the-mill
right
pickup.
Right.
Yeah.
Or well, I'm talking specific, like a Raptor.
Oh, yeah.
Or a Dodge T-Rex at $120,000. It's a Ford F-150 or a Dodge 1500 platform with a whole bunch of Zuzus and Wham Whams at $120,000.
Yeah.
Something's off. Like it seems what
like
happened here.
They went, what can we get?
Yeah.
How far can we push this?
Right. And not all of it is COVID fault. Like some of these things were, some of the Raptors were a thing all the way into late aughts, I think.
Well, they were one of the pricier pickups.
Right, but I don't think they were in the 100K. Something happened near 2010.
I mean, COVID happened and new cars became sparingly available. So that was part of that pricing problem, which is the reason why used cars got expensive, is because they're like, well, there's no new cars.
Yeah,
but we've got these used cars, and check it out.
And then you got those things are fucking through the roof.
Yeah. So
Bronco Raptor, $120,000.
Yeah.
What's the fucking Ford Raptor R?
It just seems like corporate America just was like, fuck it.
We'll see.
It's at some point they'll just stop paying it, and we're going to figure out where that is.
They'll leverage credit.
But the thing is this isn't going to be induced by the car. I mean, this is partially induced by the car manufacturers, right? The problem we're in now with the tariff stuff is Trump punishing Americans, really.
And I don't think he realizes.
Does he? I don't know. I have a feeling this is purposeful. I think crashing the economy is
I don't know.
Purposeful on his part.
I don't know if
all
the messaging I see is he just thinks that somehow magically domestic manufacturing and production is just going to spring up out of nowhere and fix it. And I don't see how that happens.
I think that he says that, but I think that he's like, I don't want to give him any fucking credit, but I think he's a little bit smarter than we realize. And I think that he dumbs down some of his rhetoric when he's just talking off the cuff, but behind closed doors, there is other conversations happening, right? Or at least that's how it seems to me. People always want to say, well, Project 2025, that's not real. But yet he's taking pages right out of that fucking book and performing on them as if, he claims he didn't have anything to do with it. But I kind of don't believe that. And I think that since he has come into office, everything has been on a downhill slide. When he was in office the first time, he was like, look, the stock market's doing great. And it was. It did pretty good under him. Not everything else was doing that great, but at least the stock market was up. Right? But even that's taking a shit. I looked at my 401k today and went, fuck. Like,
oh, help me.
Yeah. And so, I mean, I just don't see how some of this isn't purposeful. I mean, I know it's purposeful, but I think there's some other game being played, some other.
Do you have a guess?
I think he's trying to, I don't know what reason.
I was going to say.
No, I do have a guess.
What's his win?
I think the win is corporate America. I think what's happening is we're going to crash the economy. Then we're going to have a lot of farm and small businesses that can't make it. That'll get snatched up by the people that have money, and they'll become bigger because they can buy all of these things at a lower price and increase their reach into the country.
So you think a consolidation into oligarchy, like we'll end up with almost Russian oligarchies domestically.
That's what I think.
The 1% will start to consume the fire sale availability.
Like small farms,
middle
like
America,
family farms.
resources.
The guy that fucking grows wheat and he's got
but no
200 acres or whatever, and now suddenly he can't find a market for his shit, and he's going to go tank, and then the big
guys that are buying all the houses in suburbs,
they'll come snatch up these small farms, and they'll become part of this larger corporation, and then they'll now own.
Oh, interesting.
That's what I think is going to happen. And I'm not just saying that's from a farming standpoint, but that is part of it. But I think it's also small business, manufacturing, that kind of stuff.
I mean, it works for Russia, so I can't not see how that
does it.
Well, I mean, it
as
works
as a model from an oligarchy standpoint, it works, but
sure,
it only benefits some people.
Oh yeah, yes, it's not benefiting small people.
No. It's just another way to keep your workforce under check.
I was talking with
these feel like I'm just real quick. It feels like conspiracy theory stuff. But there's a fucking book written about it. That they're taking pages and doing stuff right out of it. Project 2025. So I'm not like just making up shit. Like you read into the thing. You know what I mean? That's the only play I can see. Like how else you're first of all you're cutting taxes for the rich folks. Right? The billionaires and the millionaires or whatever.
Right.
You're cutting taxes for those folks. Now you're helping them even more by putting them in a position to be able to buy all of this extra shit and give more power over the workforce. That's just, like I said, I hate conspiracy theories, but this is, I don't think, a conspiracy theory. It is a theory. It's what I think is happening. I don't know for sure. Let's just say that. Okay.
How long do you think? How long do you think that happens before it becomes? It crosses the line between a theory and oh shit, this is happening. Like how much further?
I think we're already starting to see it. I think putting stuff into place, like by killing industry and causing undue harm on people's pocketbooks, is already starting that pressure. I hope that I'm wrong, but that's what I see. And that's all in addition to, let's talk about the guy that framed what he thinks is the real Declaration of Independence and put it in his office. Is he using that as reference of like, oh, we got to get rid of that shit? You know what I mean? Or the Constitution. We haven't hit that one yet. You know what I mean? I don't know if he's using it as a list of shit to fucking break, but that's sure how it seems. So I have a lot of concerns over what's going on, and I never had that feeling about any time in my life as an American citizen.
It does make me wonder how you even approach what happens in 3 years. Like, how do you approach like the equilibrium without breaking it any further? It's like things become almost so fragile that you can't institute a sweeping fix, because if you did that, everything would crumble. So it's like when I look at, okay, so you have to hold your breath for X amount of time, because eventually
you'll come up for air.
You'll come up for air.
Yeah.
To what end is rural middle America or middle class America capable of weathering?
Have you seen
the
middle class America? I think there is a lot of middle class America that's already struggling.
Well, they should just stop buying Hellcat.
It's just a matter of like blowing a little bit of wind in their direction and having them topple, really, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you think about some of the stuff that's happened from a presidential order standpoint, right? Or from a DOGE standpoint, how we're trying to get rid of FEMA and all these helper
safety
net sort of things. I mean, look what just happened in Los Angeles. They just had a bunch of fires back east. I feel bad for those people, because maybe they won't be able to get FEMA assistance. You know? So those are the people that are going to struggle to rebuild their lives after having their house burned down or whatever, or, you know, hurricanes or tornadoes, towns that get wiped off the map with tornado, stuff like that. So you're going to have a lot of folks like that who may not be in the best position financially to be able to recover from some of these things, that suddenly find themselves in a position where now they're no longer getting help from the federal government because all this shit was slashed,
right,
to quote unquote pay for the tax break that they're giving the billionaires.
Do you know when hurricane season is?
I think it's late summer.
Is it?
I think so. I think it starts in like
That'll
August and goes through
right?
October or something.
I do wonder, perhaps that's the first real visibility test, when the nation has after a certain amount of time, when some of these safety net
have proven out that they're no longer around.
You got right.
Yeah.
You guys you're too much head count, or this is frivolous government spending, which may be, who knows? I don't know.
How would you let me ask you that real quick. How would you know if there's frivolous government spending if you just go in and hack it all away?
Right.
You never checked.
Right. We don't need You
didn't bother
the
to
speed
audit.
at which some of these things are getting whacked certainly should give some people concern who are
Someone's at your door.
Fuck you, Ring. That's about walking their Shih Tzu. It's probably the Eagles guy. I think perhaps... No, I heard a car door. I think perhaps... Certainly given... I think that may be it, right? Because by then we're going to be able to see some of these huge department cuts be fully manifest, whether they're tied up in legal courts or some people just got let go and then they tried to hire someone back to fill in a position. So whatever DOGE things came in and gutted certain departments, I'm not fully aware of the FEMA stuff, but I can guarantee, right? I guarantee you, Florida at some point in this administration,
some Gulf Coast state
is a red state is going to get whacked by some sort of spinning atmospheric weather phenomenon with a name based off of the alphabet.
And would it be called Trump? And would it be?
And if you don't have financial services in place for recovery or federal assistance, it will be glaringly apparent, certainly to those that lost their election choice, that you fucked around and here we are.
Well, right? I mean, and the problem...
where's you got no one to blame. Well, we're saving money. We're saving money. Where'd it go? We're saving government money. Well, my home is gone. Where's the assistance? Well, it's gone. We don't have it. You don't need... No, you look to your state.
Where's your homeowner's insurance?
Yeah. Well, I don't have that because FEMA... Well, look to your governor. Well, who's your governor? Well, we don't give out those fucking handouts. Those are for softies and soft hands and sheep.
And pigs that grow hair.
So what do I do? Yeah, pigs and boar's hair farmers. Oh, those guys.
Yeah.
Fuck those guys.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Well, I mean, that's fine. And
who are you going to vote for next time?
Like, I'm a big FAFO guy. Believe me.
Yeah.
But the thing of it is like we can say FAFO all day long, but it affects everybody.
Sure.
And at some point, everyone's going to get fucked.
I live in a really good, stable economy state. I don't know about those guys.
Well, I mean, we've got fires.
I mean, worst case scenario, state of Jefferson is going to help me. Or the greatest state of Idaho.
Right, yeah.
I'll just move there and everything will be fucking fine.
Half of Oregon or something.
Right. Concealed carry solves all my problems.
Oh. I really... The thing that, like, starts to tick me off is when I start hearing about Medicaid and Social Security and Medicare cuts and stuff like that. And I mean, I've been putting into Social Security since day one of working at a job. Right?
Mm-hmm.
If that shit goes away, I want a fucking refund.
That would be very, very awkward.
For 35 plus years of putting into Social Security to not get anything out of it. You know what I mean?
Yes. So
anyway,
let's bring back to the retirement thing.
Yeah.
Or like old age financial security.
Yeah.
I was talking with she's not a young lady. She's 61. She lives in the area. She also works
61 is like the new 48.
Yeah. She works for Wells as well. And we were talking about the co-location strategy and what the...
And is she
the long term?
Is she a work from homer or?
Yes.
She
lives here. So she's,
Oh, okay.
So she lives off Borrego somewhere. And what's the like? How long we got? I'm like, I don't think we have very long at all.
Yeah.
She's like, I just need to make it to
January or
60, at least a couple more years, like 2027.
Oh, you're pushing it.
And I went, I don't think we're gonna make it. I don't think we're gonna.
Yeah.
And what she said, she went and talked with a retirement financial advisor of some gentleman off of Douglas.
Yeah.
She's like, you really should like talk to a person to see where you're at. Like, and I put that in a subject matter bucket that up until this point at me nearing 50 is in the same bucket as you should make a will. You should have a will.
Oh yeah.
Well, I'm so young. I'm fine. Like
just fucking do it, dude.
And I've 401ks. I'm putting money into a thing, and I don't really look at it. And I've been doing this for 26 fucking years. So I'm just putting money here, and presumably when I'm ready to retire, I'm gonna have enough. And I'm just kind of ostrich, head in the sand. Like I should be fine. I've been doing this for so long and contributing for so long. I should be fine. Or to the alignment of the will, it's like I'm healthy. I feel healthy. I should have a will in worst case scenario because I'm looking at my dad and I'm telling my dad, you
need one.
You have one.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I have
Okay.
one. I'm like, when was the last time you updated it?
Well, because no one wants to talk about it or think about it.
It's a taboo thing. And so in talking with a coworker, she was like, you should just do it. At worst case scenario, you're going to walk away with it. In most cases, it's a consultation fee of, it's either free because they're trying to sell you a plan to help assist you with retirement fund allocation strategies, which is usually their service. But it will generally give you, in most cases, for a free consultation, where am I at right now?
Yeah.
What do I and my partner, or me as a solo person or a married person with kids, not with kids, need to retire comfortably? Leveraging as a supplemental Social Security. What happens if it goes away? Does that change my retirement plans? Does that change my deductions and where I'm putting stuff? Does that change the investment strategy where I'm putting my 401k? She's like, you should do that. It took me nothing but a couple weekends of meeting with the person and disclosing my financial status stuff. And, I have a better idea of where I need to actually be if the company let me go. What do I actually need? Am I fucked? And a lot of times, the peace of mind that you talked about, like now I'm concerned. Like I thought going into this, the bulk of my career, I should be fine by the time I get to XYZ. And now I'm like, well,
probably I would
feel
imagine
like I'm not getting my fair share.
I would imagine financially probably okay. But from a will standpoint, there's just a lot of unknown.
Sure.
You could go to the grocery store tomorrow.
Right.
And something happen.
Sure.
I mean, there's no guarantees any day. So that would be something you should look into for sure.
Yes.
Even
I
if
agree.
you don't want to go down the road of looking at all
Right.
your 401k investments and that kind of stuff.
Yep. And the amount of conversations I've had with my dad and Venus the last couple of weekends where Venus is on her Friday off, where we've mentioned it a couple times, where I'm just asking point blank questions to my dad about like, well, where are you at and how are you doing and stuff like that. My dad will leave, and Venus and I have the weird we're old, but our parents are even older, and now we have to start wondering about how do we care for the parents in case,
right?
And then that of course then trickles down one, and then it's like, well, how can you not unsee what happens if I go,
Yeah,
on on the way to the car in a heart attack.
Yeah.
Like, we don't have anything. So we're starting to like, fuck, man. Now we're having to have these conversations.
So one of the benefits that AJ offers is a subscription that you can pay for. That is it's like a company that provides like legal services and like protection on your Social Security, like your, what do they call it? Like LifeLock, that kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
That kind of like
identity
theft kind of service.
Right.
So you can like contact them if you have a legal thing, and you can consult with them, or they'll write letters on your behalf or that kind of stuff. And then one of the things is you can get a will made through them.
Nice.
Oh yeah, shit yeah. So I did that. Shanna has her own account as part of my, like, she's on the service. So I told her, hey, I made mine. Like, you need to make one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. She's never done it.
God damn it, Shan.
Yeah. So it is hard it's not hard. It's just a difficult mental gymnastics that you got to go through to like, oh, this is provisioning in case I'm dead. Right. And once you get past that thought process, it's a little bit easier of a thing to do.
Yeah.
Knowing that you've now set them up for success. And then the last thing you want is, in case something did happen to you, for it to go to fucking probate and have all the lawyers take all the fucking money.
Right.
Because that is a thing that will happen. I have seen it. My adopted grandfather had a business. He had vehicles, a home, money, motorhome, plane. There were boats involved. Like,
oh wow,
yeah, he had a business down in Huntington Beach area. He was pretty well off. He always drove Cadillacs, right? Always dressed real nice. So I don't know. He seemed to do well. He had a patent on a metal compound that was used for welding. It was a welding compound that he had a patent on that they used for making the products that his company made. So he did fairly well. My dad worked for him for a time and then headed out. That's how we got to Sacramento. But when he passed away, he didn't have a will.
Oh.
So what happened was the family lawyer was now the probate lawyer, and he didn't do probate shit. He was actually a criminal lawyer. But he wasn't a probate lawyer, and he was more acting as a business lawyer or sort of a family practice lawyer to some extent. And essentially the estate got dwindled down to where most of the money from everything, besides some of the vehicles that got parted out amongst family members, went to the lawyers over the years.
Oh, wow.
Because it was probate for the state and probate for the feds and fees and lawyer shit that got paid to the lawyers. They made a lot of money.
Oh, sure.
But nobody else did.
The family who probably deserved it didn't.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. It's important that you don't leave your family hanging dry.
Yeah.
Because it will.
Do you update it often?
No, the setup that they use for the process is fairly general. So for me, it was just like, I've got 2 kids, right? Divided equally between the 2. If Shanna's not here, if Shanna's here, go to Shanna. And if she's not here, go to them half and half or whatever. And that seemed the most straightforward way to do it. You can go into some specifics.
Whose balls do I have to lick to get involved in any percentage cut?
Oh, gosh. 10% of 0 is still 0.
Damn. I have good linguistic skills, though. Just throwing it out there.
Are you using linguistics as a licking thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
A, B, C. Yeah.
I feel that.
Yeah. The tremors translate through the studio floor.
So anyway, it's important.
Yeah.
Get it done, man. Just get it done.
And here's the thing.
And I'll just message you every once in a while. Be like,
right.
Death.
It's not even. It's a weird space between. I'm not afraid of it. I think I've just procrastinated because I just felt.
Why do I need it?
What? Sure.
Yeah. You're invincible. That's why.
Pretty much. As a machine, I wonder. To what concern should I have?
The $6 million man over here.
But it should get done. It's probably like visiting the dentist for me. I know it needs to get done. I probably unfairly place other priorities over it when if shit hits the fan, I knew I should have put it at the top. And Venus and I know together it's something that we really should tackle sooner rather than later because we're there. We're having these conversations with our parents, and it's hard to not see. It just needs to get done.
You're looking at sort of a reflection of yourself and going, oh, shit.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, I know my dad's taken care of, but every time I have these conversations, whether it's with my dad and Venus, or Venus relaying me a conversation that she's having with her dad and her stepmom, I'm comfortable with the conversation. Why I haven't acted on it as well as with her is just laziness.
Oh, what? You got something else to do?
Right.
Anything else to do?
Sad that there's drywall or speakers to be cut in. Who the fuck knows?
Yeah, because you got some more important thing to do right at the moment. So
right, fucking. I spent all weekend. We're at the tail end of time. I spent all weekend putting fucking gutter guards in.
Oh, nice.
Just in time for the wind.
Oh yeah.
Fuck you, wind. My hands and fingers of trying to tap in those under the tiles.
Yeah.
Everybody's raw.
Yeah.
I've moisturized. But I got.
Did you get the same ones I bought?
Were they $68 for a big box?
They were white with a grid and then mesh on top.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mine were black.
Okay.
I bought black ones.
You don't have to be racist about it.
Well, I figured they were. Nope. Nope.
Oh man!
Holy shit!
I almost just set you up for failure.
Yeah. Goddamn. It's a good thing Ulanzi is not a sponsor. It was like a good box. I got the front two runs of gutters, and then the back two that take in the most amount of leaves. I got those up Saturday before the latest storm and wind kicked in.
Yeah.
I do hear a lot more rattling and flexing of stuff against the gutters.
Oh, really?
Is heat and cold start to flex things.
You'll take it.
But I used all that I had. I have 1 or 2 runs of spares, but I got stuff in.
Yeah.
So
getting the tiles, especially on the first one, getting the tiles up and getting it up underneath the tile,
dude,
and then getting it backed out of the tile enough to get it snapped onto the top of the.
Oh
my
hell.
God!
Especially right up here in the front with the pond.
Yeah.
I'm I need a ladder.
Oh yeah.
Right here.
And where am I going to put it?
Where the fucking
in the pond.
I got rocks right here, dude. How the fuck? And then I'm well, I'll just get up on the roof.
Oh,
and then
God,
I'm up.
No.
I'm trying to tap a hammer to tap it in. Dude. Nope.
Ladder in the pond is what you needed.
I straggled a thing. straddled a thing, and I did have a tapping frequency
that seemed to work.
That aided it.
Yeah.
But then I ran into some of these legacy, because when we did the remodel, we because we had a roof extension.
Yeah.
We had the same company that did our floors was also a roofing gutter and roof.
Okay.
They were like an all-in-one. They did our AC. They did some roof extension. Oh shit! My wife's gonna kick my ass. I don't remember if they were an all-in-one. They did our gutters, our HVAC, and the roof. So we did all of the gutters at the same time. We renewed them. I ran into some places where the original house gutter, like metal hook fabrication, like into the truss or the fascia,
the bracket,
was cut to put the new thing in.
Yeah,
so trying to slide the gutter guard under the tile and a random bracket that had like a tin snip spike in it where it was catching in between
just got to bend it.
Dude, fuck. My fingertips were raw. My knuckles are still like somewhat scabby.
Yeah, because you're rubbing on the tiles.
And I'm trying to fucking get a monkey out here and help me, dude. Anyway, they're up now.
Nice.
So I'm happy about that.
I still want to do the front one over the garage door at my house.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it until I can fix. We had a roof repair at one point, and part of that roof repair was they had to cut for some reason, they had to cut the gutter's bracket that sits at the top.
Oh.
So on one spot, I'm missing a bracket, so I need to go get a bracket and put that in and get that gutter sorted before I can put the guards in.
Oh.
And also clean it, of course, because that's the other thing you got to clean it.
So I got those in
before
the storm. I'm hoping it pays dividends in the long run. Probably later in the summer, the back set I need to actually get under.
Yeah.
But I feel like they're secure. But yes, the front set, I couldn't leave half-ass, so that took me the most amount of time.
Yeah. Nice.
That was the Sad Dad's gutter implementation plan that I did over the weekend. And we are 100% of time.
All right. Damn.
Well, I hear another car.
It's a motorcycle.
Is it?
No.
It's not mine.
Well, you can ride wheelies on it.
You're like the kids now. They're all doing the one-wheel fucking wheelie.
I've been on I-80, like coming down from Newcastle, and been passed by somebody on a
wheelie?
On a wheelie.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's happened a couple of times.
Balls out.
I don't know what the fuck is going on with some of these people on ninjas and shit where they ride a wheelie past you doing 80 miles an hour.
It was 100% not me. I assure you, not me.
I mean, that's like riding a unicycle at 80 miles an hour.
Yeah, and then you got to come down and you're like, nope. Hard pass.
I mean, it seemed like for miles they're just riding a wheelie in the fast lane, passing people, and I'm like, "What the fuck?"
Hard pass, man. No, absolutely not.
No, I like my skin.
Right.
I don't want to grind it off on the highway.
It's key to my not needing a will, and it's key to my achieving my retirement plans. Skin. Get into it.
Skin, it's what you wear.
Skin. It's on you.
Yeah.
Until it's not.
Yeah, the only thing you need to wear when you're in the shower.
Yeah. Skin.
That's it. Anyway.
And on that note, you should return the cart.
Wash your ass.
Wash your hands.
Check your oil, Tony.
Stay up to date on your shots.
Make the call if you need to.
Register to vote and vote.
Do the kindness.
Pick up a broom, and we'll catch you next week.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Bye.